Right then, guys, here we are. Outside my house. It is Thursday afternoon, and we're ready to head off to Le Francais on a road trip to France, meeting 8 of the guys over in England, and 9 of us are heading to Lake Heritage in France. As you can see, the car is packed to the max, which is a nightmare because it's all to fit inside Mick's van. So we're going to have to be playing a bit of Tetris at the other side, but we'll see how that goes. It's Thursday afternoon and we're not fishing till Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, but unfortunately for me, I am travelling through to Scotland now, driving up to Newcastle and then sticking all my stuff in Mick's van, heading all the way up to another guy's house and then over to Dover to catch the ferry to Calais, and then a massive drive to Limoges in a little town called Saint Pardo in Limoges, Lake Heritage. So who knows what's going to happen? Are we going to catch a 20? Are we going to catch a 30, a 40, a 50 or a 60? Who knows? I've done my homework on the lake. I've sort of found out where the fish like to hang about in a few spots. Other than that, not really much that I know. Lake had a rest week last week, which means the fish haven't had much bait and they have been rested. However, the temperatures are through the roof. France are experiencing one of the highest Junes they've had. We're there last day of June, first week of July. So it's not looking hopeful on the heat front. However, from a fishing point of view, we'll not know anything till we get there. Hopefully the temperatures drop a wee bit at night and we can get a few fish on the feed. I've got plenty of bait with me, I've got plenty of stuff in the car, so it looks to be a comfortable week's fishing, but I'll catch up with you later on the trip. Happy days!
M25, the road to hell.
The Dartford crossing.
When you can get over it.
Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right, lads, the way it plays.
Just give me number 9.
What you get? You can have number 9.
Shuffle them.
I get 6 pegs then, mate.
Shuffle them, Tom.
15 swim, 9 lads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stick them back in this bag. Go on it.
Come on the table. Mal, cut them.
Give me a knife, Mick.
Because that knife.
Don't be cheating, Mal.
Okay. Right.
He's going to do this one.
Anybody else?
Anyone else?
Should we cut them again or what?
No, go with it.
Who's going first then? Right,
No,
Paul.
not really. I'll go on in.
You're not allowed to turn them over. Paul. Colin. Don't turn them over. Darryl. 4-0. Stu Winter. Mal. Tom. Mick. Lucy.
Come on, number 9.
Right,
Come on.
let's have a look. Ready, lads? You got to turn them over all in one go. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Fucking get in there! Check it out, Funk's old brother.
2.
Come on. 8.
5.
Yes. And number 9.
Yes!
That's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Right, who comes first? Ace, Delks. 2.
Me.
Come on.
Carp.
You don't get on your pegs, I'll just pick one from the
3. Steptoe.
Official 6.
4.
You
Daz.
wake up tomorrow morning, I'll be on a different.
Is that Darryl?
We're dreaming of names.
5, 5, Paul.
Anyone?
Paul, Pod. 6, Mal. 7, Stu.
I reckon it was a fix, we do it again, mate.
We fucking said that, didn't we, Tom?
I'm all right with number
I don't
5.
mind getting 9.
Can't be a fix. I'll draw the fucking worst number you
I
could
don't
possibly
mind.
draw.
8 is Tom, and 9 is Luke.
You said you wanted the sunny side.
Well, folks, as you can see, I've just drove the last few miles, and here we are at Lake Heritage. Happy days. Oh.
Let's see if you can get them on that reed line. Down here.
For peg 15, one goes off the wall here. One off the fucking bushes, one under the trees.
Yeah,
Everywhere, lads. They're everywhere.
good time to be here as well.
Yeah, brilliant time.
Right, so what we're going to do now, lads, we're gonna pick pegs. Obviously, we did that on the ferry, as you've obviously seen. So I got the ace, so I get to go first. What's a fortuitous piece of luck?
Hey! Well, I thought I would give you the hey for the look that you've just getting, my dear boy.
Thank you. I just want to see Colin's face when I've got.
Don't bother, mate.
This yours. Take your glasses off. Let me.
I'm positive. You go.
I'm
where
going
you want.
15. Who's number 2?
Colin. Me.
Where are you going?
I go with 6.
6.
Mick.
7.
Me? 14.
You got it, mate. You got it. Well done, Daz.
You got it.
Well done, son.
Paul.
Just remember, Darren, you will be making coffees in the morning.
Where is Bacon?
Come over there,
Not
Paul.
for him.
Come over there, son.
That's right.
Peg 1. I ain't got a walk for my gear there, have I?
No, you can reverse back on the
Peg
field.
1.
Mal.
13.
13. Good
choice.
choice, Malcolm. Good choice, mate.
I'm
Gonna pass.
passing, yeah.
I'm
Passing?
gonna
Right.
pass till
All right, pass. Who's next?
Lucy.
Oh, wait, me.
Yeah, he's gonna pass as
Mate,
well. See what's left.
he can't decide until you've
Yeah,
decided.
yeah.
Yeah. So 3 passes, right? You've got to decide now then, lads.
Gentle speed. 3.
Just to fill everyone in. Mick the specimen hunter, he
Just
is.
come up with a lovely idea.
Yeah, he's towing everybody's gear right across the lake. Isn't that right, Mick?
To the other side. This one's Collins, Malks, and a couple of little ones for you yourself, Darryl.
Happy days.
Saves walking it up that hill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
Mickey 3 boats. He's going over to get the last of the stuff from me and Mal.
Yeah!
Mickey 3 boats. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't believe it, but it's Thursday afternoon here at Lake Heritage. It's taken me this long to actually come and put my face on the camera, as I have been fishing hard, literally from Saturday when we arrived right through, with no luck. I am on post 14, a swim that's known to do actually quite a few fish, but the weather has just been brutal. We arrived here on Saturday to 47 degrees sunshine, an algae bloom that had been on the lake, a late spawning session for the fish, and conditions just were not great. We all knew it wasn't going to be easy, it was going to be tough. There's 9 of us here. I've come all the way over from Belfast to meet the guys in England, and we've travelled up as a convoy here to Lake Heritage. It's taken the Thursday morning to actually see me have fish on the bank. At about 6:10 this morning, I got a stuttery take of about 3 single beeps. I come out and I had a look, and it was the middle rod. I could just see the tip bounding. And as I lifted into it, the fish hit the surface, and at the very start it felt like something quite small. There are a few smaller fish in this lake. Sorry, there's just something lumped out over there. There are a few smaller fish in the lake, below 20, and I thought I'd hooked into maybe one of the smallest fish in the lake. But as I got it in a bit closer, it started to put up a bit of an account for itself. And once I finally got it into the net, it spent its whole time trying to escape from the side wall mesh of the net. We lifted it up, Mal gave me a hand to weigh it, and it came out at 25 pound on the nose. And there's a bit of footage of that fish being weighed and photographed, etc, etc. So I'll let you have a look at that at the video now.
I can't wait no more. Sick of trying, that's why I'm always smiling, 'cause I complicate my goal. So surrender, that's why I remember it's the simple things in life. Either it does or doesn't feel right. It's the simple things in life. Come on, baby, let's ride.
Second fish was around 2 hours after the first, or maybe slightly shy of 2 hours. I have a fourth rod out as it was getting a bit more difficult down my left hand margin here, about 20 yards down the left hand margin, locked up to the snag, and that ramped off, and I knew from lifting the rod that it wasn't a small fish. I had a 3.5 pound test curve scope, and it had that rod completely buckled in half. Again, I managed to steer the fish away from the snag, get it over towards the peg, and as soon as it seen the net, it just went ballistic, and it was a battle of just toing and froing from the net, trying to get the fish's head above the water. Finally slipped the net over the fish, and it was a 33 pound 10 ounce mirror. Unfortunately, due to the heat and stuff, the camera memory card was playing up a bit this morning, so I had to have a bit of work with it and format it, but the data of that file of weighing and photographing the fish, etc., unfortunately corrupted. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But if I get something else, I'm going to try and actually get a take on camera. I have the light set up for night takes, and I have everything else set ready to go. So yeah, if you look behind me, hopefully you'll be able to see the lake. And literally with the 3 rods, I have one, there's a clock tower over there. I've got 17 wraps out to the clock tower, and the other 2 are directly in front of me, about 13, 14 wraps. And I have them marker elastic so as they hit the same spot every time. We came here and the brief was don't fill it in. Don't put too much bait, a couple of handfuls in the hopper to get your first bite and get them feeding. It got to last night and that just wasn't paying off, so I decided to fill the hoppers up with bait and give the fish a bit of a feed. There'd been a bit of a storm brewing, wind pushing down. The fish had to move out at some point from the top corner of the lake. Peg 6 and Peg 7, they have been coming out like a jacuzzi, showing themselves like a firework display for the last couple of days, and it's been sickening to know that everything's been up there and we've been struggling down here. We've barely even seen any fish move. This morning was yesterday was the first time we'd seen fish lump out, and not even that many compared to the other side of the lake. But it paid off this morning, and we had been told in good knowledge that it took to Wednesday usually for these pegs to produce, and there in the space of a couple of hours, 2 fish have been out, so that's happy days. What I probably will do at some point is bring these rods in, go back out onto the spots, dump a bit of bait, let the fish get in confident without rigs in the water, and get their heads down for another bite. It's a bit disappointing that it's taken me this long to get the camera out, but just there's been nothing to film overly. We've had a bit of a social, we've had a barbecue a couple of the nights, and we've been around having a bit of laugh at other people's pegs. Most people, as of 2 nights ago, got the serious fishing heads on. They've had the rods out on the money. I've had my rods out on the money every night, and yeah, it has finally paid off. With this lake, I think it's a case of you pick your spot, you commit to it, you put the bait in, and you wait patiently, and hopefully it'll take off. I think it'd have been a far different story, and everybody would have had a couple of fish on the bank if the head temperatures hadn't been so high. High pressure, high temperatures, late spawn, and an algae bloom. The one thing that has been in our favour is the previous week to our arrival, the lake was rested for a week to give the fish an opportunity to sort of regroup. That has given it a bit of time. The one thing I will say is you could fry an egg on the actual bodies of the fish. When the fish have come out of the water, they've been absolutely roasting, which is shocking with the amount of rain that's went in the last couple of days and a temperature drop. I can only imagine what those fish must have felt like in the previous days. But they have been lethargic, but they're on the feed now, so let's hope some more in the net. Happy days. Well, it's Friday afternoon and the guys have decided we're going to head home a bit early. So we're just doing the pack up now. Personally I'd have preferred to stay in the Saturday morning, but the drivers of the vehicles want to go, so it is what it is. We're going to hit the road here in an hour or two and head back to the ferry. As you can tell by my face, I'm not too happy, more because of the amount of travel it's going to take to get back. But it's been a good session. I've broke my PB with a 33.10 mirror and a 25 mirror. Very slow fishing, hard conditions, very warm water, but we've got through to a few fish, so can't complain. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, and join me next time when hopefully I'll be doing a bit more fishing at home. Happy days.